Welcome everyone. I'm Justine McClellan from Ratelock. I'm an independent agent for Interchange Brokerage Company. And today I have a special guest. He's a client of ours here right in Hawaii. Wanted to talk to him about his experience with the Ratelock service. But before that, I'd like him to introduce himself. Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Justine. Well, my name is Chris Yankowski. I'm the president of Triple F. We have warehouse locations on all the major islands here in Hawaii, and we distribute any kind of bar supplies, to-go containers, chemicals for cleaning and janitorial services, as well as equipment. And so knowing you from the past, we kind of reconnected a little bit. That's how we kind of ended up back circling
Full
around.
circle, yeah. Tell me a little bit more about the cleaning. Now, I'm just going to segue here. Now with all the COVID, have you found that that part of your business has increased?
Yeah, so we traditionally were pretty well rounded. We did a lot of resort business. We did a lot of mom and pop restaurants. We did hospitals and schools and different state entities. And when this hit, instead of kind of having that full complement of kind of paper goods in general, which includes, toilet paper, paper towels, anything you'd put in a bathroom or in any kind of an industrial setting that required some kind of a cleaning application, we pretty much carried it. So when this hit, our business obviously took a huge hit, and we immediately shifted and started bringing in the PPE items. We already carried the nitrile gloves. So that was already in our portfolio, but we added masks and face shields. We already did the bleach and the disinfectants, but we upped our inventories on those. And so we kind of made that shift from sort of being a complete well-rounded supplier with all these 3,000 items that we carry over to, a handful, 10 or 12 of these PPE items. And that really got us through kind of that transition time when things were getting out there. So kind of from April to June, we transitioned to that, which can really help us get through.
That's fantastic. That's good to know that you guys had that other side of your business that you could use, concentrate on. Whereas all the other, as you know, the restaurants, a lot of them we had to say goodbye to permanently, And I'm sure some of them that were your clients.
Oh yeah, we lost a tremendous amount of customer base. Then you have a lot of the mom and pops, right, who didn't have that next generation coming up in the business, so there was nowhere for them to kind of go or turn the businesses over to, and they really just decided to go ahead and get out of the business, and that's sad. These legacy companies around the island that you and I all know by first name.
I know.
And they're packing up and shutting
down.
Like
was one of the first to go. That's been around for so long.
Yeah.
But getting back to when we first spoke about Ratelock, that was in January, and then you gave us your statements for I think it was October, November, December of 2019. That's a year ago, and then we finally got some results for you in February. So that's when we really started having you on board. How easy was it to implement Ratelock into your business?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm always skeptical about anyone approaching me with, hey, we have a way we can save you money, or have you looked at this? And most of the time they really don't work out, and a lot of times I'll hear the sales pitch, so to speak, and kind of listen to the folks, but most of the time it doesn't seem like they really work out. But you and I had history, and I knew you from a previous position. Yeah. And so, it made sense to take a second look at this, because I trusted you, first of all.
Thank you.
And we took a look at it, and it was so easy. I mean, basically, we just sent the 3 months worth of our bills over to you folks. Your folks analyzed them and came back and gave us some savings. And honestly, at that time, it was, we did this a while ago, but when COVID hit, it made it that much bigger of a project, because we really needed to save money anywhere we could.
Yeah, and that's what I've been hearing from a lot of businesses in the news, and I just recently joined HLTA, and we had our general membership meeting, and the buzzword is belt tightening, lowering costs. A lot of the big businesses had to borrow money, so every dollar counts for everyone.
Yeah, a
And
lot of the COVID stuff, we, as business owners and that have just kind of kicked the can down the road, where we have taken some loans this year that we got to pay back next year, or we tax breaks this year that we have to pay back next year. So yeah, anything we can do to tighten up and save money is what we're looking at.
Yeah, and then as far as your gals that help us out, it's Tessie and I believe it's Ray Jean. And every month, I think it's mostly Tessie. All she has to do is send the statements, and that's about the effort on the merchant side. And that's just how simple it is. And that's why we get a lot of comments when I talk to businesses. It's too good to be true. And what about the NDA? And our sensitive information, which we're very, very sensitive to. And the only people that set eyes on these merchant statements are our analysts, really. So it's strictly confidential. Now I know with the volume, everyone's transaction volume, of course, went down right after COVID. Right. But I was happy to see that they found, refunds or savings.
Yeah, even 3 months it was $575, which was pretty significant in a down sort of economy, in a down transaction base that we were in.
So what would you say to other merchants who are looking to save money?
I think give this a try. You know what, it doesn't hurt. You guys don't charge anything to take a look at it. So there's really nothing to lose. I was a little concerned about the NDA at first, but that was no big deal. It made sense to sign that so that you guys could keep your stuff confidential, and we could keep your information confidential as well. But it really was that simple. We just went in the file, pulled 3 months worth of merchant bills, sent them over to your folks, and you guys analyzed them and got back to us, and we had some savings credited to our bank account. Yeah. And it was seamless. So I think any holdup might have been on our end, just because we had people in and out due to the kind of the workflow with COVID.
It slowed a lot of things down for everyone. Yeah.
But I could see, if I was a hotel or a restaurant or somebody who did really high merchant transactions and credit cards and that, I would definitely take a look at it, because they have to be running a lot more credit card through their system than we are.
Yes.
We do quite a bit, having 5 different branches around the state, but you look at these entities that are, people are always paying in those locations with credit cards. It's got to be some huge savings, and your guys know how to find it. So
thank you. Yeah. Our expert analysts really do a good job. Now, your business is a lot of B2B, or is it a lot of people walk in, individuals, or is it a mix of business that you have?
It's a mix of both. We do have a walk-in base. Again, a lot of mom and pops will come in and just pick up an item or two in an emergency kind of. We are open to the public. Most of those transactions that are walk-in really are credit card processes.
Right.
But then we do a lot of the P cards around the state and things like that. But with all of our different locations, we have a fair amount of volume, but like I said, not near what someone like a resort or even a restaurant probably has, because typically people pay 100% with credit cards at those kind of places.
I looked at our CRM, and it showed that Todd Honahan, which is one of our expert analysts, really fought for your company because there was an error. And so it didn't show the change, the net effective change that they wanted lowered. So that kind of increased the time wait for your refund. But I was really glad that Todd stuck with it, and because you have 2 different processors that he needs to communicate with, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so you use 2 different processors. And so that's another thing I wanted to let, prospective businesses know, is that if there's something to be fought for, our guys will be on it until it's resolved, and then you can get your refund.
You guys definitely looked out for, are we getting the best transaction cost? What are the hidden fees that are in there that shouldn't be in there? And at the time, we were actually shopping rates.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that you were shopping when I talked to you.
So we were looking around, and that's where, your guys kind of came in and said, you know what, you got a pretty good rate here. Let us just work on the other stuff and try to fix some of the hidden fees, if you will, and make sure you're getting the best rate. And you guys followed through and did what you said you were going to do, and I appreciate that.
With the extra money, of course, I know most businesses would put it back and reinvest it. Is that what you're looking to do with your savings going forward?
Well, right now, because of COVID, our cash flow has been strained for the last 6-8 months. So everything is going back into the business right now, and just to help our cash flow, mostly because we're helping our customers who need a little bit more time to pay.
Oh,
So
I see.
But we're definitely sticking it right back into our cash flow.
Yeah, so your net time is further out now.
Correct.
You're giving them more time. Wow, that's fantastic. That's so good to know that you're helping other businesses.
You have to, we're all one big family here in Hawaii, and we kind of all have to help each other. There's nowhere to go, and,
Yeah.
right? So we all have to kind of do what we can to help each other out. And I think it's the right thing to do anyway in this situation.
We talked about you coming on board as a referral partner, and
Right.
we're excited about that. So you can, refer other businesses to us, and at the same time share in a little reward for that. So we look forward to working with you on that in the near future. And are there any closing thoughts that you wanted to say about your company or Ratelock, Chris?
You know what? It's been a good relationship. So it's helped us. You guys have been a good partner. You did what you said you were going to do. I've got some folks that are members of the Hawaii Restaurant Association that I'm a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm going to be recommending you folks because I think we've had a good experience, and I don't see why it wouldn't be the same for anybody else.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're super busy, and so I appreciate any time that we have on the phone and now on the Zoom, and now we're able to share with the rest of the island what you and a couple of other businesses are already enjoying. And I just want to tell the audience that if you're wanting to look more into it, the Ratelock service, just give me a call. My number locally here is 808-852-8302. And remember, every month that you let the merchant statements go by without analyzing, that could be every month of money going away. So we'll want to help you put it back into your bottom line, and like Chris, put it back into the business, because every dollar is precious because of today's economy. So thank you again, Chris, for your time, and we'll be talking to you soon again.
All right. Good seeing you. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Aloha.
Aloha.